Today's topic is cam points. Up till now we just run some cam which is already predefined. We added a new cam, but now how to adjust cam points. This is a basic thing that all of you will be doing. So in the editor here we can adjust the cam points by simply clicking on a point and then dragging it. Like for example, click on this point and drag up. And now this point is changed. Now let's return it back. Another way how to do it, and probably much better and more usable, because at the end you will work with the actual positions that you want to go through, is to use the table. Now here you can adjust your cam profile. For example, if you don't want to end up at 360, which is end of our cam profile, let's say 0, and then you check back how it looks like. Now we see that we are going back to 0. If you want to move it back, you go 360, and that's it. In cam table you can also work not only with master and slave position, which are X, Y, but also the velocity. Velocity is outgoing velocity from that actual position. So here we see 1, 1. If we check in our cam profile, here at 120 position, velocity equals 1. And here output velocity equals 1. So in between it's a straight line, which we see that velocity equals 1. This is all fine in editor. However, sometimes you will need to change some point in your application. So you have several ways. One of the ways is that you create multiple cam profiles and then call each cam profile for a different points. But in case you have only small change to the cam profile and you need to adjust it every single time a bit, then it's easier to use one cam profile and just adjust the points inside. This cam object in Codesys is in fact just helping you create the proper structure, which is then executed inside your cam table select. At the end it's visible on your axis movement. How to see this structure? The easiest way is when you are inside your cam profile, you can click here up on a cam and then you go display generated code. Now let's drag it a bit, move it down. So as you can see, it's a global variable and you have technically two structures. One structure are cam points, and as you can see, they are exactly identical to our cam table. And then there is mccamref, and this mccamref has structure name and the pointer to our table, which is here. You can use this in your IEC code and you can change any of those values even while cam profile is moving. Now, if you do that, you just need to be careful that you change the value, that it doesn't influence the movement, because changes are active immediately. The best practice is to stop the cam profile, change it, and then run it again. However, you can do it on the fly. If you do it on the fly, just be careful that you change this in a position of your master where the cam profile will look exactly the same in both situations. What do I mean? So if we go back here, okay, we close this cam table, we see this cam profile. And then if we change something drastically, like again putting this to 0, we see that the profile after 240 to 360 changes drastically. So it doesn't go all the way up to 360, it goes down. But until 240, from 0 to 240, the profile is exactly the same. So this is your window where you can change this last point, that the result, immediate result, in fact, is not some kind of a jerk to another position or a jump of your axis. Now we will demonstrate this. So let's go to our trace first and run the trace. Right click, download trace. Let's go to our multi-axis control. And now we will not make any code, but in a watch, we will check where are our structures. So if we go to device, application, now we have our GVL for cam, and inside we have our two structures. So let's add cam A, because this is our points. And if we open, our point is last point. We will switch this last point from 360 to 0. Now let's enable our drives and execute set position to 0. And then we will prepare our velocity. Let's put some speed, acceleration, and now we execute mccam table select, and we execute mccam in. Everything is sync. We can move velocity. So we move our master and we check the trace. And as we can see, it's moving accordingly. Now, if we prepare value 0 for our end value for the slave, an important thing is that now we execute change before 240 on master. So Control F7 now. Let's see what is going to happen. And as we can see, it goes down. You can see it also on a moving axis, that it will go back. Same thing, you can remove it back. So again, before 240, Control F7, and now again we have our previous cam profile. That's it for today. This is how you can change your cam profile. I hope you find it interesting. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next cam video. Bye.